welcome back to Ease for Dawn of Ease. And yeah, I did some grinding, new suit of armor, ready to take him on. I did a off-screen attempt and I did beat him. It's not too difficult. You just have to aim for his, I don't know, that thing that he throws out from the front and the back, and not touch him too much, which is something I'm not doing too well with. I just used the herb there. The herb you can use with the run button. Set it up into your items. Oh. No. Fail. At least it loads fast. So yeah, you can set your items in the item menu and just press the run button, which is the PC Engine's start button, and you can use it. Now the PC Engine only has 3 buttons, kind of like the Famicom. They're kind of copying that, just like the Sega Master System. Genesis tried to innovate with the 3 buttons, but they were sort of beaten by the Super Nintendo's 6. And we got him. Not too bad. So he was turned into a demon, which is also a theme of the Famicom version. Good stuff. So we beat the newbie dungeon. Not too difficult. Spider boss. I think there was a spider boss in the second one. You had to use magic to kill him. So yeah, we are successful. Congratulations to myself. Not too shabby. Yeah, this game definitely plays out a lot faster than Far East of Eden 0. Not to say that I don't like Far East of Eden 0. There's just a lot of dialogue. I mean, we're already up to the second dungeon, and it's only been about an hour, I think, something like that. Yeah. Whereas in Far East of Eden, we're kind of still stuck. So. Yeah, I do have to say one more thing. Last video, I did thank Deuce for his great translation, but that is not all. I read an article on hardcoregaming101.net or org, one of those, and he was actually interviewed on it because he is a it's locked. He is a, let's see if we can use the mine key. No, we can't. Yeah, he is actually an official translator for Xseed, which is a localization company for Japanese games, including the Ease games. He worked on this game back, I don't know, 2000 and I don't know when he worked on it. Probably a decade ago, maybe, who knows. But he also worked on a lot of different games. He worked on Ease, The Oath and Folgana for the PC back in 2001 when it was new. He had actually translated that as a fan translation, just like this. And what happened was when Xseed got the rights from Nihon Falcom to translate Oath of Folgana for the PSP, they wanted to save costs because they're not a large company. So what they did is instead of getting their own translation, which costs money, they just used his because he's already did it and his translation was good. He's recovering. One thing, full situation, fight. So, turned him into a demon. He'll be okay. So yeah, so you would have to consider this because he did work on Clan of Darkness. He did work on an official translation. I mean, you could buy it in the store right now, both in Fulgana, and that's his work. He did the translation for that game. You would pretty much have to consider this game as the semi-official version, considering his stature as a official translator. He started his career off as just doing this as a hobby, and he eventually became freelanced by Xseed. What can I do? See Lemos. Buy a herb. He's unconscious. Anyway, to further continue, he also went off and did the Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles, which he had translated years ago as well, with, on the PC, because it's also a PC port. So he did both of those work for Xseed. They just bought his translation and I guess recompiled the code from PC to PSP using some sort of a development tool. That's at least my guess. He also, I'm not too sure, but I seem to recall that he also did Trails in the Sky, which is like Nihon Falcom's second flagship RPG series. Pretty cool. Oh, what happened? What's her name? Carnia or something? So we're off to the Fire Mountain to go to this tomb. So yeah, she joins you like I mentioned earlier on, and problem is, if she, let's save here, if she kills the guy, she gets, you don't get the experience. She steals your experience. So go to the tomb. Are you ready? Don't worry, you don't miss sign. I wish actually she didn't leave me alone, because yeah, she just kills them and it's not good for me. I need to level grind as always. So yeah, there's a little fun fact for you. The Trails in the Sky 2 on the PSP is actually 2 UMDs in Japan, and there are rumors that Xseed will translate it. But who knows, considering that the PSP is almost at the end of its shelf life. Kind of a shame, because I love the PSP. It's like the best system ever, especially if you get it hacked. It plays like anything. There's another fun little fact. I'm actually using the PSP right now as a controller. Just heal up a little bit, because I have a DualShock 3 or whatever you call it, PlayStation 3 controller in my other house on the other side of the continent. I didn't bring it with me to the West Coast, so I did bring my PSP though, and because of, you know, homebrew software, you can just hook it up to USB and use it as a controller, which is pretty nice. It's called Fusa Gamepad program. Could do a little shout out for that. So yeah, so finally we don't have that dumb obscurity thing from the mines. We can actually go through it. Oh, she got stuck, which is, I think, is a good thing, because it keeps stealing my kills. Let's see what else. Yeah, there was a Fire Mountain in the Super Famicom version. However, that was later on. You end up going to the Ice Mountain first. So I'm assuming there's going to be an Ice Mountain afterwards. Kicking ass and taking names. That's the name of the game. Killing the fire monsters. So yeah, I booted up a bunch of games on the PC Engine this week when I finally figured out how to get it running, and I gotta tell you right now, it is a pain to get the CD the CD music. I had to like repeat. Oh, locked again. It is a pain to get a PC Engine emulator going. I think it's probably one of the hardest emulators to actually get working. It's extremely difficult. There's a few emulators. The most common one is called, oh, can't go through there. The most common one in, I guess, the Western internet world is called the Magic Engine, but it doesn't recognize my virtual drives. I guess the author wants to discourage piracy, which, you know, I'm all for that. If you know, he has a moral standing against it, sure. I mean, it's his prerogative. Oh, we got our box key, so I guess we can open up those lock chests. Yeah, but he also charges for his emulator, which is, I guess it's fine. I don't mind that, but it does, like I said, it doesn't do the virtual drive. It's a pain to get it to work. You can kind of do a little hack. And you know what? I don't care. I could just try something else. And the emulator that I am using is actually one written by a Japanese programmer called Otake. O-O-T-A-K-E. Yeah, check that one out. It's really good. I think it beats Magic Engine, at least in my opinion. No problem with virtual mounting or anything like that. Ooh, Natok. Again, a homage to the first game. Another problem with the PC Engine gaming nowadays is unless you have the CDs yourself, which I guess is fine because it encourages you to actually collect these old games, but some of them are not even available on eBay. But that being said, to actually download like the pirated images off the internet is either difficult to find or not there at all, or actually broken. A lot of the images that are there use, well, I don't want to get into the details, but they use like MP3 to kind of encode the audio because they want to save on space, because back in the 90s we had dial-up, all that stuff. Anyway, it kind of degrades the quality of the music, and when you recompile the image, you kind of break it. So yeah, not too good. But yeah, so we're at the end of the video. So